You already know Kowloon Restaurant, established in 1950 and spanning 4 generations, serves a multi-Asian menu. Did you also know that Kowloon Restaurant is New England's premier Asian dining and entertainment complex, serving Cantonese, Szechuan, Thai, and Polynesian cuisine? And did you know that Kowloon Restaurant is also the home of the finest Japanese sushi? If you haven't dined at Kowloon Restaurant lately, then you simply haven't dined at Kowloon. Kowloon Restaurant, Route 1 North in Saugus.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Harley Race.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
This is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans from around the corner and around the world, welcome to another installment of Wrestling Insiders. I'm Dan Marotti. John Cena Sr. is on assignment this week, traveling the globe, so I'm here to catch you up as a one-man band, so to speak, on the latest here in the King of Sports Professional Wrestling. The man to my right, Chris Jericho, man that's done it all in the world of professional wrestling, the world of music. He's back with his third autobiography. Best in the world at what? I have no idea. That's actually the title of the book, not my opinion. Chris Jericho's first 2 autobiographies, bestsellers, tremendous books. What did he have up his sleeve for his third book? Well, he had another installment that was honest, blunt, humorous, told great stories with great insight from his time in WWE, some of his experience in rock and roll, some experiences in life in general. Great stories in there. I don't want to give too much of it away. The WrestleMania 25 weekend, when he took on 3 WWE legends and Roddy Piper, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and the Superfly Jimmy Snuka, with Mickey Rourke getting into the mix. I think it was the night before WrestleMania itself, when they were going through the workout. Funny stuff, one of my favorites in the book. A tag team match involving Bob Holly and Santino Marella and what happened in the locker room after that. Glow sticks from a tour of England. Some really funny, great stuff. Christmas is coming. What an easier way to cross someone off your list that's a professional wrestling fan or even a music fan. I'm not familiar with the Fozzy Band all that much, to be honest and upfront myself, but the wrestling stories in the book were absolutely outstanding. Any Jericho fan, any wrestling fan would certainly love this book. This book begins with Chris Jericho's return to wrestling in 2007, a letdown for himself and his fans, his new short hair, and some old frat guy insults fell on deaf ears, but despite his sluggish return to the WWE, Jericho refused to give up. He ditched the big talker persona, taking cues from the cold, closed-mouth on-screen villains and hot asses. No more autographs, no more baby-faced interviews, no more boisterous monologues. Jericho was done talking. It was time to shut up and do whatever it took to be the best in the world. What followed from 2007 to 2010 were arguably the best years of Jericho's noteworthy career to date, with 3 world title reigns and being named Wrestler of the Year 2 years in a row. The Best in the World chronicles some of the incredible and often preposterous highlights of those 3 years, including scaring off Mickey Rourke, his feud with Shawn Michaels, an escape from the 2010 Icelandic volcanoes in a broken-down rental car shuttle, as well as stories with Bob Barker, Ozzy Osbourne, Metallica, Al Sharpton, even Mike Tyson. Contributions from his adoring Jerichoholics, Chris catalogs various antics of his long and illustrious career, tells the origins of his catchphrases, finishing moves, his venture into music, rivalries with fellow wrestlers, and turning to acting. With his one-of-a-kind comedic voice, Chris explains his wrestling reinvention with entertaining detail, his knack for getting himself into screwball situations, both in and out of the ring, made for great storytelling. $28, knock someone off your holiday shopping list early. That's for the hardcover edition right there. Get it shipped right to your home from Amazon or another online retailer. I'm a big fan of the physical book itself when I read and do reviews, but Kindle versions are available. It may take me another 20 years to catch up with the cool kids and get one of those, but like I said, I like to have the book. I went through all 400 plus pages and half of Columbus Day weekend. So it was a really great, quick read, even though it's a big book, and I wish there was more to it. A lot of great stories. He goes into great detail about his experience with the Osbournes when they were the special guest hosts. I believe that was out in Worcester, Massachusetts, our friend Mike Hollahan's favorite city. So many great stories, experiences. His other 2 books are available right now as well. Check out Amazon. You can always tweet at I Am Jericho with your thoughts on the book itself. Fans, in addition to the Jericho book, we have a big weekend coming up here in WWE land, Hell in the Cell. Sunday, October the 26th from Dallas, Texas. Hell in the Cell is annually one of WWE's big events of the year. Lineup is starting to take shape. We should have it finalized on WWE Monday Night Raw tonight. I've had a feeling of late that the main players in the show have been a little exposed, so to speak, a little bit too much of them on Raw and SmackDown, but it's shaping up to be a great card no matter what. Dean Ambrose and Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins, in what looks like the main event of the show. They've been at it for months, ever since Seth Rollins turned his back on the Shield, attacked Ambrose and Roman Reigns. They finally hook it up inside the blood-free cell. In addition to that, John Cena and Randy Orton hook it up once again. There's been some little animosity between Orton and the rest of the Authority of late. What we're going to see when push comes to shove, when Orton hooks up with his longtime rival, John Cena, this Sunday night in Dallas. That wasn't enough. Probably the match that's been built up the best, in my opinion. That'll be the Big Show taking on Rusev. I thought their match on Raw was excellent. We didn't see a decisive finish because Mark Henry interfered. Sunday night, the Big Show and Rusev go at it in a battle of the big men. That wasn't enough. The WWE Diva Championship will be on the line. AJ will defend once again against Paige. WWE US Championship match between Sheamus and The Miz. Will his stunt double Mizdow be at ringside? What kind of trouble will he be up to? He's certainly got quite the response the past few weeks. Also have the Bellas going at it one-on-one. Whoever is the loser is going to be the other one's assistant for the next month on WWE television. Ordering Hell in the Cell is simple, fans. You have the pay-per-view option, but if you are not subscribing to the WWE Network, I don't need to tell you how much it costs, but you get so much content for just $9.99 a month, fans. It's an outstanding value. You can't go wrong with it, whether you just want to enjoy the monthly pay-per-views, some of the other new original content, whether you want to dive into the past and take a look at the Monday Night War documentaries being put together on the network itself, whether you want to flash back to any pay-per-view that was ever produced by WWE, WCW, or ECW. You have the Legends of Wrestling sit-down chats. You have old non-televised house shows, unless you lived in particular geographic areas of the country. WWE Network is only growing. It's the first over-the-top model you can really get in this way, being able to get the monthly pay-per-views. It's only going to get bigger and better as time goes on. Check out WWE.com for ordering details. Fans, we're going to take a brief time out. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more news until Mr. Cena comes back to town.
You already know Kowloon Restaurant, established in 1950 and spanning 4 generations, serves a multi-Asian menu. Did you also know that Kowloon Restaurant is New England's premier Asian dining and entertainment complex, serving Cantonese, Szechuan, Thai, and Polynesian cuisine? And did you know that Kowloon Restaurant is also the home of the finest Japanese sushi? If you haven't dined at Kowloon Restaurant lately, then you simply haven't dined at Kowloon. Kowloon Restaurant, Route 1 North in Saugus.
Wrestling fans, welcome back. Wrestling Insiders, I am Dan Marotti. Once again, John Cena Sr. is on assignment. A lot to talk about in the world of professional wrestling. Before the break, we talked about Hell in the Cell this Sunday. What about WWE returning to the Northeast for live pay-per-views? Sunday, January the 25th, the Royal Rumble will take place in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Then on Sunday, August the 23rd, WWE SummerSlam emanates from the Izod Center in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Tickets will be available to fans in the coming months. You can check out WWE.com for complete ticket and event information. If you're in the Northeast, you're not going to want to miss either one of these showcase events from WWE. What about over in the world of TNA? They had the Full Metal Mayhem match on TNA Impact featuring the Wolves, Team 3D, and the Hardy Boys. What a wild affair they had on Impact. Certainly tore the house down in a lot of fans' minds. It was even better than the Bound for Glory pay-per-view that took place from Japan that following Sunday. kudos to our good friend Die Hard Eddie Edwards, an MWF original that made his debut here back in October of 2002. We look for more great things from Eddie Edwards and his partner in the months and years to come in TNA. I believe Full Metal Mayhem is available on YouTube if you happen to miss that episode of Impact Wrestling. News is running wild about TNA making a couple of big announcements in the near future. Will it be about the home of Impact Wrestling, whether they somehow hammer out a new deal with Spike TV, which doesn't appear to be happening, or maybe a new network? It's going to be very important for TNA to find itself a very positive platform to present their product on to wrestling fans around the world. I had a couple of unique ideas myself. It's going to be interesting to see how that works itself out, as I believe the last week in December is going to be the end of Impact on Spike TV as we know it. Something to certainly watch. Also, rumors running wild that a new top superstar could be coming to TNA in line with the move itself. People have talked about CM Punk being a possibility, Alberto Del Rio being a possibility. Certainly CM Punk would turn the wrestling world on its ear. I don't think the same could be said for Del Rio, but anything to freshen up the top part of their roster is always a good thing, and that goes for any wrestling company in the world. I think part of the problem is that fans aren't forced to feel like there's a reason to tune in every week, and that's not just being said for Impact Wrestling. That's being said for all wrestling promotions. Too many top stars are overexposed. The only one that you could argue isn't is Brock Lesnar, and to a lesser extent The Undertaker, for very different reasons. But Impact Wrestling got hot, I feel, since their tapings in June at the casino in Pennsylvania, leading through the 2 sets of tapings they had at the Manhattan Center. My best to TNA, I think professional wrestling fans, if they truly love this business, are going to want TNA to succeed. It does not cost a dime to flip the channel to Spike TV on Wednesday nights. Doesn't cost a penny to send out a tweet or a Facebook message or something like that. Let's get fans talking. Let's get wrestling fans supporting a professional wrestling product. So years from now, we're not looking back and saying, geez, it'd be great if WCW was around. Geez, it'd be great if ECW was around. Not only for wrestling fans' enjoyment, but for those in the industry, providing full-time careers to some outstanding athletes that there isn't a place for with only one major league promotion in the United States. That's my opinion, and I'm certainly sticking to it. Finally, fans, Deborah McMichael was slated to be with us October the 25th. That's not happening due to a last-minute change in schedule. We hope to have Deborah with us in the near future. She's a great lady. I'm certainly engaging with the fans, and she never forgets to bring her favorite pets with her, no pun intended. But our mission of being able to raise some money for the Susan G. Komen Foundation remains intact. Thanks to WWE, we have some great pink T-shirts to put on sale that'll come with an autographed Deborah photo. Instead of $25 for the shirt, probably $10 to $15 for the autograph. We're going to do a combo package for only $20. And we're doing this in honor of our friend Paul Bearer. As many of you know, his wife passed away from the deadly disease before he did. Susan Komen, if you go to his website, is his favorite nonprofit organization. So we want to help the cause and do what wrestling can do. This industry is often painted and looked at in a negative way, but we can do a lot of great things. MWF, we've raised tens of thousands of dollars for so many great organizations. And now WWE, since they steered away from the attitude a little bit, they've been able to get some of the kudos they deserve for the great things they've done with groups like the Make-A-Wish. Now, their annual Susan Komen Drive, and the great initiatives they have with the Be a Star campaign. Wrestling can do a lot of great things for great people, and that's what we want to do here in the Millennium Wrestling Federation. That's been our goal since day one, in addition to the great in-ring product and superstar appearances and history we've been able to bring you. Fans, I'm just about out of time here. Mr. Cena, where is the voice of reason in this duo? I'm all alone this week. Until we speak again, though, fans, be well.